everyone, Edna Kimble. Edna sells Century 21 Right Real Estate. And thank you for watching today's episode, How to Real Estate. And we have a special guest with us. And I know I always say that, but he is a special guest.
Very special.
How long have we known each other? He was a kid, I swear to gosh.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
At least 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, I'm going to say seven or
We'll go
8.
with 7.
Yeah, 7. 7 sounds good. So Nick Kirk is with us, and Nick, tell us what you do. What is your job, and how did we? Why do we call you so often?
Well, I'm in the lawn and landscape industry. I mean, I've been in business since 2009,
Okay.
just by myself, just trying to survive college, and added a buddy to work with me, and then, I was still at Cherokee Nation. I was at Cherokee Nation for 9 years, doing both. I built it to where, I was burning the candle at both ends, and so
Yeah.
I've got 2 kids, and I chose them over that. I want to spend time with them. It's great. I would not go back. I made the best decision of my life. For
I
sure.
love it. Being self-employed.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
terrifying, but it's a good thing.
It's got its pros and cons.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Nick, you're from Tahlequah, hometown grown here?
Homegrown.
Okay,
yeah.
homegrown. You're married.
Married.
And is Casey from here?
She's from Red Oak,
Oh,
which
that's pretty much
yeah,
from
it's-
here.
yeah, pretty much. She went
I didn't
to
know that she was from
college here.
Yeah.
Played softball, so
Okay.
excellent softball player. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And so now 2 children.
2 boys, almost 4-month-old, and then a little over 2-year-old, almost 2.5. It's been great. Oh, I love it.
That's great. That's great. And you live here in Tahlequah?
Yes.
Okay.
South town on Spring Meadow Drive.
There you go. There you go. And he's buying more land. So,
Yeah.
okay. And we started working together with, so in real estate, there's always those last minute crises where the lawn didn't get mowed or the tree didn't get trimmed or whatever. But back in the day, that was like you showing up with a lawnmower.
Yeah.
That's not the thing now. Now you've got like
No.
heavy equipment. And
Yeah.
so tell us some of obviously the lawn care, tree trimming, but tell us about the heavy equipment because I haven't got to work with
Well,
one yet.
I started looking for ways to supplement income in the wintertime. And so basically I've started renting equipment from Tahlequah Lumber, skid steer, and didn't really know how to run it at the time. I mean, I kind of got the gist of it, but I taught myself. My first ever gravel job that I did, I charged them $50
Oh no.
because I didn't know what to charge. I didn't know if I was going to be worth the crap or, so I was like, hey, just $50 and then it got
Wait, that
to where...
wasn't me?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, I think because you did one for us a long time ago.
Yeah,
I
it was,
remember that.
it
It was
was-
cheap. No.
Well, yeah, it was just a buddy of mine that needed it, and I was like, I need the experience.
That's how you learn.
And so basically, my first several jobs were very cheap, just because I was just trying to get the experience.
Right.
And then it started to where I was renting, and one year I rented. It cost me $7,000 to rent equipment. So at that point, I was like, let's buy a machine. I could be putting that.
Yeah,
as,
and at $50, you weren't making it.
No, it would take me forever.
Right.
And
Okay.
so
Okay.
now I own my skid steer, and I'm thankful I bought it 2 years ago versus now because there's a huge price
Oh,
difference.
right. That's
Yeah.
true. That is that was a good investment.
Yes, it was. It was
Absolutely.
one of the best ones for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So lawn care, landscaping, gravel. So you will cut the road, add the gravel.
Yep.
What else do you do that they may need
We
to do?
install culvert pipes.
Oh,
We
that's a big thing in our market. So if you've got the driveway that keeps washing out,
Yeah.
sometimes just adding gravel is not enough. You've
No,
got
you've
to
got to-
fix the
yeah,
problem.
You've got
Yeah.
to take a huge look at it and use a transit level, making sure the grade's correct, because you're going to keep having that problem over and over.
Yeah.
And I'm actually on a job right now here in town and doing the same thing, trying to correct it and hauling gravel right now. I've already got the problem figured out, so now it's just executing it and fixing it.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
And then you had mentioned you're not by yourself anymore. So now you have a team or a
Yeah.
crew that where I see everything goes to team with me, right? I've got a team,
It's
but you have a crew.
No,
Yeah.
it's definitely team.
Okay.
Definitely team. I
Yes.
mean, I would not be able to do anything without
Uh,
my guys, and I've got right now, this off season's been great. It's been a blessing. We've had 5, 6 guys full time,
wow.
and busy times, we're probably going to get up to 10. But yeah, I mean, I've got a good, huge, and I'm blessed to have the guys I've got right now.
Yeah.
Most of them are Cherokee. I am Taro right now. As soon as I ended my my employment with the Cherokee Nation, I got Taro certified. So I'm looking to hire Cherokees and definitely give them a job. And
That's perfect.
So 5 of the 6 guys I got right now are Cherokee.
Oh, that's fantastic. And then for those of you who aren't familiar with the term Taro, so basically if you are a tribal member, you don't actually have to be Cherokee, but if you're a tribal member, you can get on their approved list, and then you do have to be Cherokee though to get on the approved list. But then they will actually help promote you, and then you can also bid. So you're allowed to bid jobs that Cherokee Nation may need also.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Well, and I do want to take the time to also say thank you. I love that a small business owner and you're giving back to the community by hiring locals.
Absolutely,
and everybody says it's so hard to find a job, and that's not the case in our area. So
I've been very lucky. I mean, I've had the same guys for 4 or 5 years, and one of them started making $9 an hour. He's all the way up near 20, and he does several things for me. He's very skilled, and all of them are excellent.
Yeah, I love that you really understand that it does take a team. No one can be top in their industry and not have that team.
I don't make them do anything that I wouldn't do. I mean, they are what makes us go.
Yeah. So if somebody was looking to get a job done, like how far out are you? How long does it take to get a bid? Do you work weekends? What's all of that look like?
I see you out on weekends. I'm out there. I'm out there too.
We just pass each other going up and down the road.
Yeah. So we right now we're probably booked out 1 month. I mean, with the bigger projects we've got going. If it's something smaller, then I could probably get to it a little quicker. Weather this time of year always slows us down, everybody in this industry.
Yeah. But I do want to say to those of you who are watching, it's really important that you don't necessarily hire the person who can come out today. Right? Like, I mean, if it's a big job, you really kind of want to think about that, because if they're not booked out, then it would make me a little bit nervous. Just ask more questions.
Absolutely. Yeah. And another one of our biggest services would be weed control fertilization. And like I said, with the supplemental income, I was like, I've got to start thinking differently, because in our area, you'll see a trailer and mower go down the road. There's several of them, so you try to separate yourself out if you can. And so I got licensed, took 2 tests to pass from the Department of Agriculture, and you renew your license each year, and then trying to just build that side of service, because that side is not super saturated.
And so what is that regarding? What do you do?
This is weed control and fertilization. So basically, we start in January. We apply chemicals to the lawn. Keeps the lawn nice and clean from weeds, and then we space them out throughout the year.
I didn't know you were doing that.
Yeah. So I've had my license now for I think 4 years.
And there's very few people doing that in town.
Very few.
So
that are licensed.
That are licensed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Funny story on that. We lived in another town, not Tahlequah, and we thought we wanted to hire someone to do that, and we did. And we were so naive. We were so dumb. And our lawn died. It was just dead. And we called them up, and we were really upset with them. And they were like, well, no, we didn't kill the grass. We killed the weeds. So our whole lawn was nothing but weeds, but we didn't know because it was green,
Yeah, right. So. You can definitely mess up a lawn if you're not careful and measuring, using the right chemicals, ratios. There's a lot that goes into that.
Okay. Yeah. And so do you do sprinklers or gutters or?
I am now certified to do irrigation. So now it's just I'm slowly trying to build that service up, and it'll take maybe a year maybe of getting that whole thing together, and and hoping it's marketable in this town.
Yeah, because again, there's very few people, and I have a lot of clients ask, who can install a sprinkler system, and there's not that many people.
Right,
so
exactly. So
that's
you've
perfect.
definitely got to pay attention to what companies are in your town, and try to do what you can when you're self-employed.
And I can't stress enough how important it is to shop local, because if you are waiting for someone to drive here from Tulsa to do your sprinkler system, it's not going to happen.
Right.
And so I'm really excited that that's a new
and
thing that you're
then
offering.
just the service call from them to come here, you're going to pay a couple $100 just to get them here, and then on top of what they actually have to do. So
yeah. Okay.
Tahlequah needs that for sure.
Okay, and then you do snow removal?
Yes.
Not that we're going to need that again this year.
Yeah, hopefully not. It's super stressful.
I would not want that. So
So snow removal for mostly commercial sites, but and it's very stressful. So anybody that's in the same field as me would agree with that.
Yeah, because everybody wants it done yesterday.
Yes. Yeah, they want it done first.
Okay, and I know you've done some light tree trimming for me, but how involved in that are you? Like how a big tree, or will you do tree removal?
Yeah, we actually have guys now that are experienced with equipment, lifts, climbing up in the tree. If it's something we can do now that I've got a little more experience under my belt, we'll do it. If we don't have that, then I just send them to a guy that would be better equipped.
Okay.
Because there may be guys that have better equipment, more equipment than I do.
Or like a really huge tree or something.
So and then I just may not want to mess with it, so I just send them to another local company.
Okay, I love that, because it's really important. You can't say yes to everything.
You cannot.
Do you know what I mean? You can't be an expert in everything, and if that tree is leaning over the house already, then Nick may say, I know the guy that you should call.
100%.
Right? So,
I've learned that was my biggest thing getting into, because you just want to take on jobs and have the work.
Yeah.
But I've learned to say no.
That's a good thing. That's good. Well, in that many years in the industry, you do figure it out.
Learn it, for sure.
Okay.
Because there's plenty to go around. I mean, like I said before, there's several companies in this town that do that, but there's plenty.
There's plenty of work for everyone.
I have good relationships with a couple of companies in this town, and so they send me work, stuff that I do that they don't, and I share it back.
That's perfect.
So we all, in my mind, there's plenty to go around.
Okay. So you're licensed to do some of this. What about insurance? Are you insured?
Oh, absolutely.
I love that. I already knew the answer to that, or I wouldn't have asked.
Yeah.
And that's something that especially when we have people move here from out of state, they always say, well, do you have a guy? And here's the thing, at the end of the day, I have some handyman, when it's, picking some brush up out of the front lawn, but you don't want the uninsured guy when it's something really serious. One time we did have that situation where the guy did a great job but was uninsured, and his truck jumped out of gear and went through the garage, and he did not have the insurance or the way to cover it. So, and I share that story not because he was a bad guy. I felt really horrible for him, but it's your home, and I'm not going to send anyone out there or recommend anyone that's not going to be insured to be able to take care of it, because things do happen. I mean, none of us are perfect, and things can happen. So if you're looking for someone to do some exterior work, they know what they're doing and they're insured. So
go see Freddie Farrell.
There you go. And that's what I say also is, don't just ask, are you insured, but say, hey, would you send me your insurance information? Because
be glad to.
Anyone can say, yeah, I'm insured.
They're
not, or it expired. I worked with a guy one time and it was expired. So unfortunately nothing happened, but I was like, oh my gosh.
Definitely. Yeah, for sure.
So anything else that you're doing that we should know, and the clients might want to give you a call?
We have expanded into doing some fencing. So we've done several projects, which I've been able to do that I've done that with my dad growing up, all kinds of construction. And we built decks. So,
I knew you were doing decks.
So fences, we've actually got, we're booked out probably a month on that alone.
Okay.
And privacy fences on that, I think one chain link. But we're just trying to add to our arsenal and stay busy and make sure my guys, make a living and just to do as best we can. And like I said, it's been great. So fencing and decking, and I guess that'd be the biggest two things that we've done here lately.
Okay, but decking guys, you're always calling me asking who should I call to add onto the deck or to get the new deck.
Absolutely.
So that's huge.
Yeah, we've got pictures you can see, and free estimates, all that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things. I love to see. Today, this is the job we're doing, and then
Yeah.
you kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a sucker for just watching the progress of it,
Yeah.
and it lets the client or the potential client know, okay, he really does know what
Yeah.
he's doing. So I think that's a smart business thing. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And with my skid steer, like we build pads and along with roads, and so like pads for shops. So as soon as I have another shop built soon, very soon, I will, put the pad on it, let it sit, and do what it needs to do, and then get that shop on there.
Okay, how long do you think a pad should set before you're comfortable building on it?
It just depends on weather. I mean, of course, you want to compact it with another piece of equipment and let it get rained on, and just let it be there. That way it's nice, and it's not going to settle.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. And you've got one in your very near future.
Very near. I cannot wait.
He just contracted on some, so
yes,
on the land.
Yes. So
that's
cat's out of the bag. Yeah.
Yes.
We're very excited. Yeah.
Well, and I know that coming in the middle of the day in this weather is kind of crazy because so we really do appreciate you taking the time to do that.
I'm glad you invited me.
Yeah, and there's so many people at this time of the year, those of you who are thinking about selling or those of you who have just purchased and want to do some upgrades. If you're thinking about selling, trim up those trees so I can see the house in the photo. Have Nick come out and fix those broken steps on the existing deck,
Absolutely.
Get the landscape in order, some fresh mulch. You do a lot of mulch at this time of the year. It will pay dividends, and keeping it local is super important. You're going to love that in the long run, and the fact that he is insured, you're going to feel comfortable with it.
Yeah,
so,
and no job is too small. So one we're about to do on a deck is we need to replace some decking boards. So, I just went and diagnosed it and looked at it and saw the rest of it was good, and she was fine with just patching it. I suggested, here's what we can do, but we decided just to replace the deck boards, something small, and we'll take care of it.
That is fantastic. Now, what is the best way that you'd like for people to reach out? Do you have a website, on social media, phone?
Well, my phone this rings off the hook. And, so most people just call me and then text me.
Okay.
And/or Facebook as well.
Oh, that's right, because that's where I'm seeing all those cool jobs that are happening. Yeah.
So, or an email. They'll send an email out. So there's various ways, and I'm trying to get my wife talked into the summer helping me out with that sort of thing.
There you go.
I wear all the hats right now, so
right.
it's kind of drives me crazy at sometimes, but it's a good problem to have.
I just did a Zoom call about it. It's a good problem to have. Absolutely, gratitude. Well, so what we're going to do is we're going to put all of Nick's contacts. We'll put your Facebook link on below. We'll put his cell phone number, cell phone number.
Yeah.
He's like, and also an email address so that you can reach out and ask Nick about a job, or definitely go and check out his Facebook page, because what I love about that is you can actually see the jobs that he's done and understand the quality of construction and just the quality of work that he does. And I just think there's no better proof than actually seeing the job completed, and sometimes the person that you did the job for will be like, so that's a double good.
And Google reviews, like I go check out Google reviews. I've got a lot. I mean, I've got the most out of anyone in my field.
My marketing manager is so excited right now.
So
we love Google reviews. So
definitely.
Absolutely.
And I usually give a discount to post a review on Google, and usually they just do it without me having to give any discount. So that's one thing I've been really trying to.
I don't know if I've given you a review.
Well, I just now started trying to get them, whereas before, maybe when we did business, I wasn't in tune with that sort of thing.
Okay, definitely, we'll get you.
Yeah.
Jill, the marketing manager, going, we got to do that. We'll get that taken care of.
Yeah, and even if a homeowner needs, if they are a DIYer and just need an opinion about something small, and don't need me to come in and do the work, just reach out. I'd be glad to help out.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Well, because the next job may be over their head. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they can get to know you and trust you and like you and call you on the next one. So,
definitely.
Well, that's great. Well, I'm so glad that you came in today. I know it was kind of short notice,
fine.
but we wanted to get you in before things really go crazy with mowing and all of the other.
It's getting here.
It's getting there for sure.
We started yesterday, actually, on the untreated yards. Now, the yards that we treat, like I said before, we probably won't be mowing them until May,
Oh, right.
you know, when the weather warms up. So right now it's all weeds, so
Yeah.
get your
Oh,
weed sprayed.
do you do sod?
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad I just thought about that.
Yeah,
So, okay.
we've got one of those booked here next week, hopefully. Weather.
Yeah, if you can get in, if you can
Yeah.
cut the sod. It's been pretty wet. So,
Yeah.
well, Nick, thank you so much for coming in
Absolutely.
today. We're
Thanks
going
for
to
having
put
me.
your information below. Y'all blow up his phone.
Blow it up.
Go if you've
My
worked
wife
with
might
Nick.
get mad.
Yeah, she'll be like, "What? Who's calling you?" And if you've worked with Nick in the past, go give him a Google review.
Yeah.
We didn't realize you had that going.
Yeah.
Because it really is helpful to other clients, so they can see how satisfied they were with your help.
You know, and I always ask, a customer or a potential customer, how'd you get a hold of me? Well, I Googled you.
Okay, there you go.
So yeah, it does. It's been paying off for sure.
It works,
Yeah.
yes. Before we get you out of here, I like to always ask every guest, if money was no object and you were doing your dream home, what 3 things would that dream home have to have?
A pool, irrigation,
Sprinkler system.
zoysia sod. Well, that was 3 right there, but I could go on and on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you notice it's all outdoor stuff. I wonder
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
His wife right now is going, go for the kitchen.
Change your inside.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, then I've got to ask you, what was the sod? Tell me the name of the sod.
Zoysia.
Zoysia.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Zoysia.
Okay.
It's like Bermuda, but more expensive, and it will not die in the shade.
It's like carpet too,
Yes.
right?
You should walk on it with your bare feet.
It is the most gorgeous. I can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Very few people have it, but
Yeah.
when they have it, I can tell the difference.
I have a buddy that has zoysia sod, and he doesn't know he has it, but I told him he had it. And so I was like, man, I really love your lawn, and he's just looking at me like I'm silly because I'm
Yeah.
tuned with that, but yeah.
Okay. Well, that is definitely an answer we've never gotten from anyone. So leave it to the lawn guy to answer it. Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. Thank you for joining us today on this episode, and it's how to real estate. But guys, to real estate well, you got to have a good looking yard. So
Yes.
Nick can help you take care of that. He can get you a fence or a deck.
All my neighbors have excellent looking yards.
Oh, there you go, because of you, yeah. And as always, if there's someone that you would like to see as a guest, or you would like to be a guest on the podcast, please reach out. Also, please like, follow, and share. Also, go to Nick's Facebook page and share and follow him also, because if you don't need him today, you might need him in the future, and it'll make it easier to find him. And then all of the details for reaching out to Nick will be below. Thanks for watching today's episode.